Maybe you were wrong for the first time, and maybe I was looking for a lifeline, someone to hold on to, something I thought was true. So tell the truth, but I can't let you go. And maybe you found someone, I'm better off alone. Something better came along, but I can't let you go. But I can't let you go. And maybe you found someone, I'm better off alone. Something better came along. Maybe I was wrong for the first time, and maybe this was all just in my mind. We'll rise and fall and start again. God knows when we'll reach the end, and every single thing might fall apart. But I can't let you go. And maybe you found someone, I'm better off alone. Something better came along, but I can't let you go. But I can't let you go. And maybe you found someone, I'm better off alone. Something better came along, but I can't let you go.
I'm looking towards you, and now the battle is won. You hold on to something I need and want. Two hearts beating as one. It's stronger now than ever. Help me take on the world, it's captivating. Yeah. Aren't you tired of living on the outside? Don't you want to live without hindsight? 'Cause our future looks so bright now. So don't you ever let go, let go. No. It looks so bright now. Yeah. It looks so bright now. These colors are vibrant. It's showing me the meaning, the answer to all the questions that I'm asking. Of life here, this planet. I look in wonder of it all. You show me that we can be just as beautiful. Aren't you tired of living on the outside? Don't you want to live without hindsight? 'Cause our future looks so bright now. So don't you ever let go, let go. No. It looks so bright now. Yeah. I'm looking towards you, and now the battle is won. You hold on to something I need.
Okie dokies. So we got week 5 coming on right now for this in-house league, and I believe next week is the grand finals of sorts to figure out who would be the winner. Or the winners, I should say. But we will figure them out soon enough. So we're going to be figuring that out eventually. You know, looking at leaderboards and whatnot and such and so forth. So the teams are loaded in and they're going to be going into the lobby and do their whole entire thing. So it will be soon, about like 2 minutes or so, we'll be having the draft being pulled up. And yeah, and at that point, we're going to go ahead and do our thing. And yeah, there we go. So in the meantime, just go ahead and listen to the wonderful music that is provided by Pretzel Rocks. So if you're interested in using their service, it is free. They do have a paid subscription service as well, so you can take a look into that. And if you're really one of the large handful of people who believe in treating musicians ethically with contracts and so forth, do take a look into how Pretzel Rocks treat their artists, because it's a little bit more ethical than most people. I mean, most record labels, I guess you can say, and contracts and stuff like that. So take a look into it.
You were like a ransom note. If I give in, will you come home? I put everything I had into getting you back. I was only 17, and you were the air I breathed. I walked across a burning bridge for you, for you. Those roads we walked, I'll know forever. Those times we talked, I still remember. Is it not enough that I played with my heart once, twice? If I'm blind to who you are, which of us was behind bars? Were you worth the price I paid? Your ransom. I tried to find a way to justify missing the signs I knew. My hands were tied the moment we met, and there was more to you. You were only 17, and I was your sick release. A hostage on a silver plate to you. Those roads we walked, I'll know forever. Those times we talked, I still remember. Is it not enough that I paid with my heart once?
5 seconds remaining.
And here we go for take 2. All right, so check this out. Yeah, so imagine talking for a few moments and not realizing your mute is still your mic. Why was I trying to say milk? Was muted. Oh gosh, I feel like this is gonna be one of those days again,
5
folks.
seconds remaining.
Anyways, so
Banning someone
let's take a look, see, shall we?
Radiant team pick.
No Puck, no Dark Willow, no Wind Ranger, and no Skywrath. Okay. So I've been hearing with this brand new patch that we have that Dazzle's kind of like the everybody should run away from, should like either pick or ban immediately kind of thing. So that's neat. Like the shard does the hex at, but like that's cool. Whatever. Who doesn't like hexing people with
5 seconds
Dazzle?
remaining. Dire team pick.
Pretty sure you can run him as a 1 if he's that strong. I mean, not a 1, a 2. Anyways, alright, so we got Ogre Magi back for a little bit. We have Hoodwink over on the side of the Radiant for Team Wolf 210. While Team Stardust has to figure out what they're going to be doing.
5 seconds remaining.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, they did change the draft format a little bit for the upcoming season in this new patch in 7.29. So instead of doing the 1-1-1-1-1 pick phase, they changed it to the 1-2-1 pick. So the bands are still alternating. But when it comes down to picking your heroes, I believe it's gonna be the whole entire 1-2-1. And if I'm not mistaken, that should only apply for the first phase of picking. Because it looks like because in the second phase it's alternating 1-1-1-1. Yeah. Okay. So that's pretty neat. I do like the change up in the whole entire picking phase and so forth. So Ogre Magi and Centaur Warrunner. Okay. A little bit more emphasis on trying to, how would I say this? More emphasis on the first pick and hiding, and on top of that, pairing. So you really want to go ahead and try to sort of figure out what would pair well with one another, and then you have to decide who should be the first pick to try to hide what you're going to be doing during the first phase. So that way it doesn't get all like wonky and messed up. So let's see. Clinks has been banned out, and so has been Monkey King.
5 seconds remaining.
I don't feel that Clinks should have been banned out. even though there is a lot of evidence that says and states that he should be picked to an extent. Let's see here. Let me go ahead and see if I can pull up the patch notes real fast. Let's see here. All right, so Klink's got like a slight little balancing buff nerf, a little bit of balancing to his strength gain. There we go. That's what I wanted to say. So initially it was like 14 plus 2.2 per level. Instead, now it's going to be 16 plus 2.0. So that extra 2 strength in the beginning of the game is a little good, if not great. No more Troll Warlord or Chaos Knight. So, oh, and also no PL. Okay, so they're really focusing on making sure that they don't get Manta heroes out there. Cool. They did change the strafe a bit from 40, 50, 60, 70 scale to 70 flat. So his value at level 1 is not going to be that great. You don't get the full value of it until you get to level 4.
5 seconds remaining.
But the trade-off seems to be justifiable to an extent, depending on how you want to look at it. His skeleton walk, the duration's reduced from 60 to 45 seconds. Yeah, that's kind of sucky. His level 15 talent increased from 25 searing
Team pick.
arrow damage to 30, which is really good for level 15. And then his burning army, the spawn interval reduced from 0.7 to 0.5, and then the cooldown reduced from 90 to 80. So if I read those patch notes right, it more or less makes it so he can't have
5 seconds remaining.
okay, if I'm correct on it, it should be more skeleton. So it's a bit of a buff, but also reduced cooldown. Wait. Anyways, I'll figure that out later. So no more Troll Warlord, PL, no Ursa. We do have a Juggernaut on the field. I believe it gave him some changes. Yes, Omni Slash now provides spell immunity, attack rate multiplier reduced from 1.6 to 1.5, so he's still going to hit hard. And then the mana cost increased from 100 to 125 when it comes to his Swift Slash. Cast range reduced from 600 to 550. So he has to be a little bit closer than before. Not entirely terrible, but at the same time, the buff that he got for his Omni Slash is actually really neat. Mars. Okay, Mars on the other hand, they did lower his agi gain, increased his intelligence gain from 1.6 to 2.2. We also do have Void Spirit coming in as a pick. Let's see here. Bulwark, Scepter attack slow increased from 20 to 30%. That's really nice. God's Rebuke damage versus hero reduced from 35 to scaling from 20 up and 5 per level. Arena of Blood damage reduced from from 100, 175 to 50. So they scaled it to from starting from 100 to 60 scale rather than the 75 scale. That's really interesting. So for most heroes this patch, a lot of people got their talents either removed with movement speed increases or their current movement speed increased for their talent. All right. Now, I do realize that the Void Spirit got an interesting change. I wouldn't say interesting, I would say like it's intriguing. And out comes the Phantom Assassin. Ooh, that's really awesome.
Bad dudes banning someone now.
So no Leshrac is banned out. So Void Spirit, on the one hand, his Shard Disseminate is increased from 125 to 200. So that Shard actually kind of sort of becomes a worthy investment. His Astro Step changes, on the other hand, I mean, Instead of having a 200 increase units wise on each level, it is now 150. So you do lose out on 100 units overall. And then they did improve his replenish time for his astral stepping. So I mean,
The green team's banning someone now.
I take that, honestly. Like, if my spell can come off of cooldown a lot faster, I'm taking it. The Aether Remnant cast range has been reduced to 1,000 to 850, so 150 units. That's a pretty big nerf,
Bad dude's banning someone
but
now.
when you look at it, it's still really good. Let's see here. Resonant Pulse cooldown increased from 16 to 18. Okay, that's understandable. Mana cost increased from on a scale of like 10 to now 15-ish? No, 5. Okay.
5 seconds
Oh,
remaining.
great. Okay, that's interesting. So the resonant pulls from 1 through 3 all got increased by like 5 or 10. But the level 4 stayed at 130. That's interesting. All right, no TA and no Ember Spirit. Okie dokies. I still feel like Warlock is going to be good this patch. That's how I feel about it. All right. So what happened to PA? So the range got rescaled a bit,
5
and
seconds remaining.
it was more or less increased for the lower levels, and then as soon as you start maxing out the dagger, the units became smaller, so it's not too far out. As well as when you take a look at Phantom Knives, ooh, DK, that's going to be intriguing. All right, they made him a lot more useful now when it comes to his shard. But yeah, like the Phantom Knives that got several buffs, which is really neat. The level 15 got a bit of a nerf talent. The talent got nerfed a little bit, and 300 Phantom Strike cast range down to 250. The level 10 talent increased from -1 Stifling Dagger cooldown to -1.5 seconds. So you're going to see that dagger being thrown out quite a bit. Not to mention, when you take a look at Dragon Knight right now, his fireball can be used in melee form now. It's going to be 600 cast range instead of his 1400. They made some significant changes to his Dragon Tail. So if you went ahead and I want to say significant changes. I'll rephrase it to, once you get to level 25, it is a significant change. Because it's either, hey, let's go ahead and get like 1.6 stun Dragon Tail to a 375 AoE Dragon Tail.
Hero.
You can only use it during Dragon form though. So it's either, hey, do you want more Dragon Blood stats, or do you want an AoE stun? Huge change. So the thing for Dragon Knight more or less is get him shards or get him ags and get him to level 25. And chances are you're going to be running him as mid, so that way he can go ahead and get like the best leveling experience in the game as much as possible. And you'll see how how ridiculous it can be. All right, so we also have Beastmaster in the game. He's been buffed quite a bit. It's like, well, last patch you thought he was nasty. You know, the reason why he was nasty last patch is the fact that he had Necronomicon, you know? And unfortunately, it was a Dota 1 item, and it was too much of a relic, so they decided to go ahead and remove it, despite the fact that, you can build it on anyone, and it will destroy lanes. With all the changes that they went ahead and did for this current patch, it made a lot of sense as to why they went ahead and removed the Necronomicon. Because You thought Necronomicon was broken last patch? In this patch, given how many changes they've made to the map, it's a lot more accessible. The trees just make it a lot more fun to juke around. And to top it off, they're putting a lot more emphasis on movement speed. Imagine being Lycan and you have your Necronomicon units just running at people. It's gonna be stupid. It's gonna be really, really stupid. You know, it's on the level of like, this is a terrible idea. Like, why did Ice Frog do this? That kind of terrible.
Oh my god, it's almost time!
You know, it kind of brings questions, like, but at the same time, that's how everything is. Ogre Magi had some changes to their hero a bit, so that way he's not going to be as effective. We did go over some of the changes for Juggernaut, so that's pretty cool. We did go over some changes for the Mars, so Mars actually has a better int game to go ahead and try to take him away from the whole entire reliance on Yules per se, even though it's still a very strong part of his kit. And maybe they're trying to make it so that way they're like, okay, instead of Yules, you can go ahead and build Rod of Atos, which would be really neat. But in this game, it doesn't feel it's a good idea, given you have a Hoodwink who naturally builds into one. We do have the Phoenix, and I'm not sure if... Okay, so Wolf 210 is going to be running mid. Alright, here we go. We got some runes being dropped. And Jamie's not exactly in the bestest spot, so he's going to go ahead and try to deny himself. All 5 on the side of the Radiant went ahead and take out Jamie. They took him on a date and just left him for Roshan, but Roshan said no. Anyways, alright. Rob Boss is usually a mid laner, so this is not something new, but seeing Beastmaster in mid, on the other hand, kind of sort of makes it a little bit more, I wouldn't say questionable, but I would say more like, hey, what is going on in this lane? That's an early bottle from Dragonite. And Rob Boss is just like, I wouldn't say dominating the lane, but he has a lot of good control on the lane. He's able to go ahead and outright click the Dragonite at the moment, even though he has some point. He has a point in Dragon Blood. So we'll see how this lane starts looking in a few moments. Okay. Meanwhile, that's not the correct lane. I was going this way, but meanwhile, we do have VJack Honeydew here, playing on the PA up against Stardust. We do have a significant map change over here with Gree pulling the camp to make it an easier pull for the offlane players. I do love the whole entire notion of having trees here to replace the camp where it used to be. It makes it a little bit more difficult to go ahead and figure things out. A great spot for juking, of course. I feel that this whole entire camp will go ahead and favor the off lane, no matter how you try to spin it. It's going to be good for the offlaners in this patch. It makes the lane a lot more contestable, and it no longer makes it easier for teams to go ahead and be like, okay, we just need a very strong carry and that's it, and protect the living daylights out of them, you know. So we're moving away from that whole entire meta, which is really fun. When you go ahead and start making things more competitive, more contestable, you're gonna be able to have things naturally start going into the direction of being more competitive. And when games are more competitive, people start finding new metas, and it just brings new life to the game. That's how I look at it. Other people kind of look at it as this is stupid. So, anyways, Wolf 210 is being challenged in lane. He is going to be okay for the moment. Otherwise, we have Roblox just putting a lot of pressure here. But down in the bottom lane, on the other hand, we do have B-Jack Honeydew being threatened for quite a bit. He was going to be okay. So, middle, on the other hand, Roblox decided to go ahead and be a little over-aggressive. While Wolf 210's like, hey, thanks for the nice gift. I'm going to go ahead and take your life.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And so that's what happened there. Let's see. We have Gree trying to cover runes right now from the looks of things. He is going to go ahead and try to cover the power rune. Well, they're no longer power runes. They are now called water runes. Great for him. And we do have a second one on top. So if you do have a bottle, it is incredibly important in the mid game that you go ahead and grab one of these and cover it. You want to make sure that the mid laner that you're facing is unable to go ahead and pick up one of these runes. So as you can see, Beastmaster is able to go ahead and pick one up, and it is just a lot of impact in this game personally, from what I can tell, when it comes to having a water rune. Because remember, Gree was like about halfway health, and now he's more or less full, and he's just level 2. So it's really, really fun to see how the dynamics of the lane change in mid when it comes to having a water room as opposed to having a power room. A little bad micromanagement there from Rob Boss, and no longer will he have the boar there, and that's some free gold for the Dragon Knight. Aha! We do have Gotti over here taking on Helzahan and Jamie. Glink's coming in to go ahead and throw down a little bit. They're gonna skirmish it up and see what they feel like doing next. You know, the issue with having 2 melees in lane as opposed to having 1 range, 1 melee is the pretty obvious thing that when you have 1 ranged hero, they're gonna have a lot of free reign. So looking at this patch that they dropped recently, I kind of felt like they went ahead and extended the whole entire mid game a bit more, or late game, in terms of like pacing. So the game is more better paced out. You don't have to worry. Oh, out comes the stun from the Ogre Magi, and they're gonna go ahead and Blade Fury the Hoodwinks down. So that was an easy, fast revenge kill for Jamie. I think that's his second one. Yes, that's his second one. So he's able to go ahead and take that back. And it, you know, that's how I look at the pacing of the game so far. And it seems to have slowed down just a little bit in the early game, but it hasn't seemed to really slow down in the mid game either. More like it's kept pace. On the other hand, B-Jack Honeydew is going to be running away with Shove from Gree and Stardust. They're trying to finish the job here. And ooh, nice little juking going on with the whole entire. Let's go ahead and jump away with a quick blink strike. Now Shove is the one who's going to be in danger. Will they go ahead and continue on this dive? It looks like they're going to. Oh no, the Remnant misses. If he just angled it up a little bit more, it would have been okay. But we have Wolf 210 trying to come back and say, hey, take a look at Gree. He seems to be easy food for me. And Shove just going to go ahead and swoop on in. Gree making a whole bunch of space at this point. I mean, he is taking them all out on a walk. Here comes the dragon form with the dragon tail. He's going to go ahead and use his resonant pulse, but that's not going to change the fact that Wolf 210 is going to take the kill. So in the past 15 seconds of that, it's just, he's like, nope. Take him out for a walk. Almost did it. You know, it would have been really cool if he had like one point to assimilate, but... Okay, out comes the shit talking. Alright. There's the bolas from from the hoodwink. Elzahan was in a little bit of trouble, but he was able to go ahead and move away. Ooh, with the help of the wards, he's able to go ahead and throw out the stun and the ignite. But they're going to go ahead and quickly move away from that situation to go ahead and make sure that they will not get caught. Yeah, that's cool. They made it a little bit more difficult to pull here, in the safe lanes, of course, and this is a little bit more direct. So that way, how would I put this? So that way, players get a better understanding on which direction to pull, as opposed to where to pull at. All right, because in the old map. Oh, here comes the Dragon Tail from Wolf 210. He does not have his Dragon form available. Out comes the Primal Roar. They're going to go ahead and throw out a Revenant and keep Wolf 210 in place. I believe they threw out an Ignite, but Elzahan is going to be diving just a little bit too far. Does not have the mana to do it, but out comes the Whirling Axes as a form of damage, but nothing more. Oh, wait. Why are you doing that, Shove? You're not supposed to kill Stardust unless I have my camera on you guys. That's just mean. Oh, these players are so inconsiderate of me. They just don't care. Over in the top lane, we got Jamie here, still farming up a storm. Let's go ahead and take a look at the net worth. And this is actually really good news for the side of Stardust, Team Stardust, because your Juggernaut, okay, is doing really, really well. Like, he took on the Hoodwink, was able to go ahead and get the solo kill, and if I'm not mistaken, he did probably use his Omni Slash for that, which it looks like he did. And hey, you're off to a really good start. You were second in net worth, and now you overtaking the Dragon Knight, who was dominating his lane quite a bit. Net worth wise, you know, in the early beginnings, not so much, but as soon as he was able to go ahead and get that first blood kill in his lane, the whole entire matchup just turned upside down for Rob Boss, and now he has to be, you know, doing this whole entire jungling into the into his own primary jungle. But we have this whole entire mess going on all over the place in the mid lane and over here on bottom. This Phoenix is almost dead. That snipe shot did not land, but Phoenix does eventually go down, and so will the Stardust as well. He had Gotti, the Glinks, and the PA on top of him. So congratulations to VJack on getting the kill there. Well, actually helping out there. It was actually Glinks. So there was a whole bunch of like mess going on everywhere, you know? But it looks like we're going to go ahead and have a pincer move over here. The bolas do not land, but we do feel like there's going to be a fight brewing. So as you can see, they did change quite a bit of the tree pathing, and I know they did it on the tier 2 for sure. So it's a good assumption to make that they changed this area a little bit, because as you can see, well, actually Hoodwink's a little different of a character because she can go ahead and actually run through trees so easily because of her passive / active, and Scurry. So let's see, will Team Stardust push this lane and put pressure on? Kind of feels like they want to do this. They have a level 10 Beastmaster. They're throwing out some remnants to see if they can catch anybody. Out comes the stun. There's the ignite. Here comes the Arena of Blood. There's 3 on the outside. Out comes the Centaur using his ultimate. Out comes the Wild Axes as well. Gotti's in a lot of trouble, but holy cow, Elzahan with the stun and the finish from Rob Boss. Woohoo! That Stampede was coming in handy there for that for chasing people down and repositioning everyone. So 2 down for Team Wolf 210, and they got a tower out of it. So that's really neat. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, was there B-Jack Honeydew was able to go ahead and take this mid tower while that whole entire skirmish was going down on bottom. But it doesn't seem like this skirmish is going to end anytime soon. Wolf 210 is scouting out and looking for blood. He's going to use his dragon form. Out comes Shove with a swoop and throwing out his Sun Ray. Oh, they got the iron. All those neutral items dropping all over the place. Oh, Wolf 210 throwing down his Dragon Tail, but unable to finish the Meteor Hammer. Thanks to Halzahen throwing out that stun. And the Hoodwink Lynx misses the Sharpshooter, but was able to go ahead and land the Bushwhack. There's the Spear from Gotti, and down goes Halzahen. That's a great kill for the side of Wolf 210. Not the primary target that they want, but it was good enough for them. Man, they're going to be pushing quite a bit here. Wolf 210 really putting an emphasis on his Meteor Hammer. And in the middle lane, we got Rob Boss moving forward with Gree. They do find Shove. Shove is going to go ahead and get the hell on out of there, and so is Glinks. They know they're not in the prime position in this fight, so they're going to go ahead and try to reposition themselves in safety. See if they can go ahead and reset this lane and try to keep everybody out of there. Rob Boss throwing out that Wild Hawk just for the vision, which is really important for them. Vision's always very key in making decisions, no matter how you take a look at it. I do love how the Phoenix looks in this game, though. I mean, like, take a look at that skin. It's absolutely beautiful. Dragon Knight skin, on the other hand, not terrible, but it's good. They do find the Hawk. They want to get rid of it, so. Jamie here is going with a Radiance build on the Juggernaut. I guess from the looks of things, he's giving up on the whole entire let's make a Battle Fury build and going straight into the Radiance to see how that kind of feels for the Juggernaut. It's a great farming tool. No, don't get me wrong. I mean, not to mention he did go off with a great start in the game by dying first and then getting those return kills with a great laning stage. So it makes a little bit more sense. Especially with the changes that they did for the map in the jungle. Oh, over on bottom. Okay, so that's a very dead B-Jack Honeydew there. That Stampede, Ignite, and Stun, just like, that's a little bit too much. But the side of Wolf 210, they're going to go ahead and wrap around a bit and reposition themselves as a team. There's the blink forward. Out comes the Dragon Tail. They're going to go ahead and try to land this Meteor Hammer, and they're able to go ahead and do so. Out comes the Arena of Blood. They have 2 stuck in here. Their Phoenix Egg is being used, so there's no way of getting out. Oh, and unfortunately, Halzahen was on the very edge of that stun. Oh, they do have the Blink Dagger available, so if Wolf 210 goes ahead and tries to initiate on this, he's going to be able to get an easy Halzahen kill right here. There is the stun, there is the spear as well, followed by up the Meteor Hammer. Down he goes. So great aggression, great plays from the Team Wolf 210, and they're able to find a lot of kills in this whole entire lane as a counter push was being headed. And Jamie, he finds B-Jack Honeydew, who's going to be moving forward. He does have his Omni Slash available, and he wisely tries to go ahead and not use it instead, but tries to focus down on Glinks the Hoodwink. Oh my. And not only that, he taunts him as he goes out with a quick TP. Well, not entirely taunting them, but more like, hey, you got nothing on me and incapable of stopping me from doing my TP. So, when we look at the play from Jamie, I want to say that was a very smart play. Like, think about it this way, folks. You're playing aggressively. You do have your primary target in the PA available for the kill, but you opt to go ahead and take out the one hero that has the stun while everybody else can't really stun you. So that was a really good play on Jamie's part. All right, and Team Stardust is going to be moving forward here and trying to get this mid tower. We all know how important those mid towers are in these games. And is it going to be that important for 7.29? Probably, very likely. I do like the changes that they have here. It's no longer inaccessible as to the prior patch before. The blink forward from Wolf 210, out comes the Primal Roar. Here comes the Dissimulate with the Arena of Blood. Down goes a few heroes right there. And there's the Phoenix Egg. Is it going to be able to catch anyone out? No, it doesn't look like it, but Stardust is being threatened. There is the Spirit Vessel, out comes the Sun Ray. They're going to go ahead and try to burn him down a bit, and they're able to do so. But in return, they're able to go ahead and take out the Phoenix and Glinks. So I don't know if that was a good trade. You lost one hero and you took out 4. If my math is good here, I think that was a very bad trade for the side of Team 210. Wolf 210 is probably not feeling so hot, given that Jamie is just absolutely tearing up this tier 2. Mind you, it is easier to defend a tier 2 now than it has been before, because take a look at how, oh, the blink forward from Wolf 210, there's a Dragon Tail, and they're going to go ahead and use the Sharpshooter to break him up a bit, but he's going to go ahead and try to spin away. Is he going to be safe is the question. Should be. So, like I'm saying, it's a lot easier to go ahead and defend this tower. You have a lot of hiding spots on the left-hand side as well as the right-hand side with your trees. You can go ahead and TP in safely without any worries of any counter initiations. And as well, it's very constricted. So it favors heavily for someone that can defend it, and there's some sort of AoE going on, maybe a black hole, anything. Because it wasn't as wide as it was before in that lane. Same goes to here on the bottom lane. And also, if you take a quick look at the mid lane, for these tier 2s, it is extremely difficult. Oh, the sentry just out of range. Same here as well. It's extremely difficult to go ahead and try to... Uh-oh. They do know that... Oh, they have vision there. So, they saw him put it down. And they're going to go ahead and see if they can go ahead and initiate right onto Gree. Gree being a little cheeky here. Trying to throw out some axes is Rob Boss. The 4 on Team Wolf 210 trying to maneuver this whole entire situation around. See if they can get anybody caught out and overextended. Kind of feels like they're going to with Jamie. But they do have vision. So that's the important part. So, Wolf 210... seems to be slightly content in getting the top tower and using their tier 2 as a bait of sorts. Ooh, those axes. Old axes would have cleared all of those trees out. So now he has to actually spam these out and get them aimed correctly. Otherwise, each time he throws out those axes, it's not as effective as it used to be. Oh, the blink forward from the Mars lands the spear onto Rob Boss, but they can't do any follow-up whatsoever. Not enough to get the kill on anyone here, but they're able to go ahead and sacrifice this tier 2 tower. Oh, they're able to go ahead and find Rob Boss one more time. There's the Sharpshooter. God Rebuke misses. In comes Gree. Oh my gosh, that Phoenix Egg exploded, and that Primal Roar was very helpful. They got the Mars and they get the Phoenix. Oh, Jamie wants blood from Wolf 210. Wolf 210 waiting a little bit, but unable to last through the Radiance and that Blade Fury to go ahead and use his Dragon Tail. Ooh-wee. Some really good plays here. And the PA, I mean, like, PA does have a Battle Fury now. It's, like I'm saying, the Battle Fury is not as strong as it used to be, but when it comes to the PA, it's more or less the most necessary core item that she has to build. Otherwise, she becomes utterly useless in games. So it might be the meta again where she needs to go ahead and just build a Desolator. So because it's still early in the meta, especially since it's a new patch. It's only like day 2, more or less, or like day 2.5 maybe. Oop, the blink forward from Gotti. He does have Rob Boss in his sights. The swoop in, and there's the Sun Ray. Oh, Meteor Hammer doesn't land on anybody, but Jamie, he has double damage, baby. He feels like he can go ahead and take on the whole entire team. Wouldn't be surprised if he's going to. Oh, Stardust with a hoof stomp on Wolf 210. There's the Dragon's Breath. Out comes the stun. And they're going to go ahead and disengage from this? I kind of felt like they could have taken that fight. Oh, yeah. The double damage is getting worn out. So, I mean, it's not bad. Oh, Shove is in a lot of trouble. Oh, one more swing and it would have been dead. Oh, never mind. Jamie does not care. Jamie wants to go ahead and get this kill. Can Glinks do it? Nope, that bushwhack misses. Wasn't in range. I don't know entirely if Glinks... Yeah, like... I believe Glinks had the scurry and was trying to run over there, but just didn't have enough trees to get there in time. Throw out that bushwhack and stun Jamie. Oh, there is the Beast Roar coming out the Remnant to make sure they keep the Mars locked down. They're trying to chase down Wolf 210. Jamie has found him. He's going to use his Blade Fury. That's one very dead Dragon Knight. And they're going to go ahead and try to backdoor this tier 2. Out comes the Glyph to make sure that they go ahead and keep this thing standing. They do not want to lose this because if they do... Oh, out comes the Sunray. Oh. And it will go down right about now. Oh, there he goes. Oh, man. Whew. That was such an important tier 2 tower for Team Stardust, because now they can go ahead and move into the jungle and take the outpost. We're 25 minutes in, more or less, into the game. So at this point, getting rid of experience off the board right now is what they desperately need to do. So as soon as they get this second tier 2, they can go ahead and move this way if they wanted to, or they can go to the Roshan and secure it. Either way, there's no wrong choice when you get 2 tier 2 towers. I think the safer, more conservative play obviously is getting the Roshan, and once you get Roshan, you can go ahead and swing on back, take over the outpost, push out this bottom lane, and try to go ahead and siege real quick. You can really do that in 5 minutes, by the way. Oh, look at this. Gleipnir is on the menu, boys. Jamie really wants to go ahead and lock down these people. You know, just lock them down and be like, I'm gonna go ahead and right-click you down. You know, no. Gree is in a little bit of trouble. Out comes the arena. They're going to go ahead and finish the job there with a Gods of Rebuke. Jamie's with the Blade Fury, just running through, don't care about the wall. Phoenix is going to be using the egg, stuns up with quite a few. Not before Stardust lands the hoof stomp and takes out, well, the Dragon Knight. And, Glinks doesn't survive. Oh boy. You know, Glinks almost made it, but unfortunately just could not last long enough. It's a very tough game. Oh, Jamie with an intriguing build here. I mean, oh, it's a really good intriguing build when you take a look at it, because Gleipnir is there. He is building up an E-Blade, an Ethereal Blade, so that way he can go ahead and slow down heroes. He does a lot of right-click damage already, but he is focusing on nothing but Blade Fury. And so it's a complete magic build for this for Juggernaut. So just looking at how this build goes, you have the Radiance, and he has a Veil of Discord. I gotta take a look at when he built that. That is really intriguing. I do like this build, though, for a Juggernaut. He doesn't need to build... Oh, there's the Gleipnir in action right there with the Blade Fury. And he does a quick Omni Slash right here with the Roar to go ahead and take down that Dragon Knight. That pesky, pesky Dragon Knight. Not to mention, like, look at this. He's still right-clicking the towers as if he needs to. It's more like a utility build if you really think about it. It's all about killing heroes with the magic and killing the buildings with the right-click. Oh, man. They're trying to keep Jamie alive right now, and they're able to go ahead and do so. Down goes the Phoenix. The Honeydew is going to go ahead and try to fight through all of this. His BKB is activated. There's no teammates there to help out. Nothing they can do. Jamie's still right-clicking all of these towers, getting rid of the base. It feels like this is going to be GG really, really soon. They do have the Mars back. The Spirit Vessel is applied. And Jamie decides to go ahead and dive the fountain right here. Oh, and Jamie goes down. Oh, the right-click right here onto Raw Boss, the Meteor Hammer landing and so forth. They're just going to go ahead and clean them all on out. Not entirely sure why Jamie would go ahead and start fountain diving right there when the game would have been more or less over. Stardust wanted to go ahead and get his boy a rampage. That would have been a great highlight. But no rampage for you. Let's take a look. See, 30, not even 30 minutes. High ground was more or less breached. The pacing for this game. This is like my first like full game watching, and of course, this is not exactly at the professional level, but you get a good sense of things with how the game runs and the pacing of Dota right now in this patch, and I really do enjoy the pacing of it so far. So overall, I do feel like the game is better paced. The early game seems to be more fleshed out. The mid game really transitions well from both the early and into the late game, as we're going to do so in about a few moments. Or at least the early early late game, and then we got the late game. You know, they're scanning out, looking forward to see where everybody's at. So the changes that they made to the outpost essentially is that instead of paying out experience every 10 minutes, the outpost actually pays out every minute. So gaining the control of the outpost as soon as possible on the minute marks is extremely important. No, I think it was like every 2 minutes. My apologies, not every minute. Oh, the Stampede was used to go ahead and try to get the Helzahen out, but Helzahen was he was stuck there. Oh, blink forward from Bijak Honeydew. Taking on those ancients. Oh, he has Satanic on the hand, on the mind, not on the hand. What am I saying? So for those who don't know about the changes with the Satanic, right now it is arguably, obviously not as good as it used to be, but it is arguably much better than before. So it provides a basic dispel, which makes it friggin' awesome, right? And it does the same thing as before. Oh, they caught out Rob Boss moving forward a little too far, so he overextended quite a bit. Oh my. So check this out, right? So now you have a Satanic in the game, right? And this PA looks pretty big. No matter how you take a look at it. Rob Boss is just scribbling lines going, hey, and like, don't go across this line. Alrighty. Ooh, my Gree just being a nuisance right now. It takes like 5-6 seconds to go ahead and take control of this. I really feel that Gree could have annoyed Shove a little bit more, but it is what it is. You know? And when you have a Satanic that can go ahead and give you a basic Dispel, it's a great counter initiation item, which Satanic naturally is, right? Because like no matter how you take a look at it, it's freaking awesome. They're gonna go ahead and use Blur to see if they can catch anyone out right now, and they're able to go ahead and run into Gree, who's gonna spear, but they blink forward. That was a bad choice of miscommunication. They're using the Stampede just in case. just to ensure that he can get out. Glinks is going to be in a lot of trouble. And look what look right there, man. Uses his E-Blade almost immediately and just takes out Glinks. I mean, throws down the Gleipnir. E-Blades, Blade Fury. Like, there's no chance. No chance in hell. And here's B-Jack Honeydew being semi-afraid of Jamie. Oh, there's the Blade Fury. He's throwing out the Gleipnir. There's the E-Blade onto Wolf 210. Now the arena comes out just so that way B-Jack Honeydew has a way to escape. But they took down 2. Gree, on the other hand, has different ideas. He's throwing out his vessel, throwing down the Remnant, misses. BKB is being used. And my lord. Ooh, lots of... Jamie don't care. Jamie throwing out the Gleipnir. There goes the E-Blade. He's going to go ahead and Blade Fury with the help of the axes. Does take out B-Jack Honeydew. They're going to go ahead and try to right-click and force out the buybacks, which they are doing right now. They're going to go ahead and take this tier 3 tower. Sharpshooter lands. They're finding some targets on the right-hand side. Out comes the Beast Sword. B-Jack Honeydew is in a lot of trouble. Sunray trying to keep him alive. The Spirit Vessel does not do its job. Jamie, he's throwing out those E-Blades and Blade Furying away. He does not have his Omni Slash available. Gree, Astral stepping forward, using the Spirit Vessel on B-Jack Honeydew to go ahead and try to take her down just a bit, and they're able to do so, and out comes the GG. Oh man, talk about having a very fun fight at the very end of the game. That was game 1 for you folks. We do have game 2 lined up for you tonight. It's going to be coming up relatively soon. So in about, I think 5 to 10 minutes, we're going to have game 2. So while we are waiting, I'm going to go ahead and throw up some music for you all. And I'm going to go ahead and refresh my cup of tea.
Which of us was behind bars? Is it not enough that I barely got out with my life? I still carry every crystal clear, you're right here. Yeah, the night is burning up. Falling stars, waves crash hard. Can't hold on, falling in love. Can't you see I'm on my knees? One more night isn't enough. No, it's not enough. Baby, move my way. Maybe you should stay. You can shoot me down, 'cause you've got that aim. But I know you won't. You came to play. Show me what you got, girl. Blow me away. You got the summer hair, blowing in that ocean air. Baby, when you're next to me, I can't breathe and I don't care. I gotta see you move. Yeah, move my way. Girl, I wish I could stay, but you blow me away. like a ransom note. If I give in, will you come home? I'd put everything I'd had into getting you back. I was only 17, and you were the air I breathed. I walked across a burning bridge for you, for you. Those roads we walked, I'll know forever. Those times we talked, I still remember. Is it not enough that I paid with my heart once, twice? If I'm blind to who you are, which of us was behind bars? Were you worth the price I paid? Your ransom. I tried to find a way to justify missing the signs I knew. My hands were tied the moment we met, and there was more to you. You were only 17, and I was your sick release. A hostage on a silver plate to you, to you. Those roads we walked, I'll know forever. Those times we talked, I still remember. Is it not enough that I paid with my heart once, twice? If I'm blind to who you are, which of us was behind bars? Is it not enough that I barely got out with my life? I still carry every scar.
The green team's banning someone now. Bad dude's banning someone now.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, non-binary folks out there, we got game 2 for this week in store for you. And oh my gosh, I keep forgetting to hit the record button. Screw it. So far, the internet has been more or less good to me today, so I'm kind of keep crossing my fingers that it'll continue to be good. No dropped frames whatsoever this stream, so I'm really, really
5
enjoying
seconds
that.
remaining.
So yay! Anywho, let's see here. We are taking a look at Death Prophet OD Banout, as well as a Dark Willow and Beastmaster Banout. So there's a bit of a feeling of respect bans going on a little bit. We do have Leshrac coming out right now for Team Stardust. Team B-Jack Honeydew instantly goes for the Grimstroke and Juggernaut combination right now. And oh my gosh, Jamie must be really upset and disappointed. Probably feeling like, dude,
Ban.
my boy. Ooh, out comes the CK. When you go ahead and take a look at everything tonight, I will have to say CK seems to be one of those heroes that's going to be up and coming real fast, given the fact that the Manta has been buffed for him to survive. Not to survive, but to be a little bit more useful this time around. Because a lot of the ranged heroes that can build into Manta naturally have been just absolutely loving it. So we say goodbye to the Brewmaster for this game, as well as the Fuzzy Wuzzy Ursa.
5 seconds remaining.
Damn Fulborg. Fulbog. Furbolg. I'm not even sure how to say it anymore. I can't speak. Let me see here.
Dire team banned.
Is it Furbolg or Furbog? It's a Furbolg. Yep, it's a Furbolg.
Seconds remaining.
And ooh, no more Underlord. I do like the whole entire Grimstroke Juggernaut combination. If they went ahead and did the Soulbind and you're throwing out E-Blade, you need that one person who can nuke, so you can probably grab a 4 Lina in this game and get away with it and still build a competent team that's not too heavy reliant on magic, as well as maybe grabbing Lina for the two position in mid. You know, there's a lot of things you can play with this little draft that you have going as well. You do have the capability of using single target spells. Lion seems to be one of those heroes that I think a lot of pros are going to have a lot of fun with in this patch, given how much of how popular Lion was in the last patch. I do feel like Lion is going to be a tremendous force in the late game, given the buffs that was given to him. So no more Timbersaw, no PL, and no Puck. Do they just want to ruin my fun today? Like, I love these heroes, man. That's why the last patch was so fun. I got used to them again. But don't get me wrong, I love all the new heroes. I haven't taken a look at Dawnbreaker just yet.
5 seconds remaining.
A lot of weird names given to her lately, and all those memes out there just... it raises an eyebrow and gives me a little bit of concern. You know, ever since the, because we all know this community has been thirsty. And then the anime comes out and we're just like, holy crap, this thing's thirsty as hell. And then the memes that are running around right now with Dawnbreaker and Lina, it's like, oh no. This is a very thirsty community. Alright, so when you take a look at doing your 5th and 6th picks in drafts, they tend to be one of the longest ones because you're always debating and discussing on like which heroes to go ahead and like pick and dictate out. So they're going to opt for a Lich, which means Grimstroke is either going to be a 2 or a 4 and maybe a 3 in this game, because Lich, outside of his rules of being a 5, rarely makes a strong 2 in any game that he plays in, given he needs a very, very easy matchup. And Lich hasn't had any easy matchups as of late in several years for being a mid laner. So it's going to be tough to go ahead and get that cell going. But if he does go in mid, he needs an easy matchup. And from the looks of things, Leshrac is not an easy matchup. If Leshrac is there for the mid, might as well just be like, okay, let's get someone else in there. Also, Leshrac can be a 3 in this game. He can also be a 5 as well as a 2, like I mentioned a little bit earlier. So there's a lot of interesting things you can do right now. Out comes the Oracle, which is really neat to see. Protects from magic damage, disarms people. So Juggernaut, if they went with the the magic juggernaut build from last game. Oracle is going to be there to go ahead and keep people alive just long enough for them to be like, hey, maybe you might survive.
5 seconds remaining.
But that false promise, not to mention the new talent with the plus 15 armor with false promise, oh my lord, it's a great counter against Juggernaut this game. That's if it's the right clicking build. If the magic build, I think it's going to be good. You know, Oracle is going to be strong in this patch. Oracle last patch was like really, really useful. So this patch, I would not be surprised if Oracle was highly, highly valued and picked. Out comes the Centaur Warrunner. With the Grimstroke, I think it makes the lane a lot more manageable for the side of the Dire in Team B Jack Honeydew.
5 seconds remaining.
Hey, Mike. How would I feel about making a Leshrac a 3 and going for a very strong 2? How do I feel about that? Because if you take a Quap, right? The Shrek doesn't match up too well against a Juggernaut and a Lich. But if you bait out the blade and the Frost Armor, you are capable of taking them down easily.
Ember Spirit.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about, baby. You got the Ember Spirit right there. This Flame Guard's going to be very difficult to get rid of. You basically need the Lich to just blast him at all times to get rid of that stupid shield. Whomever he faces up in mid needs, like... they're basically forcing, or at least trying to force, a Storm Spirit pick here. And if you can ban out Storm Spirit in this round, do it, do it, do it, do it. You want to give Ember Spirit a good lane, a lane in this matchup. Get rid of the Storm Spirit, get rid of Queen of Pain, get rid of Zeus. You have 2 picks, and you took one of them into Monkey King. Oh, what? Oh.
5 seconds remaining.
Oh. I don't see Monkey King mid good this game at all. And I hate saying that you put all your baskets into all your eggs in the basket of Juggernaut, but like you kind of sort of did that. You know, like you have 3 heroes that are very low maintenance in terms of like gold. Okay, so they did get rid of Zeus. That's good. Now you're forcing them to go ahead and pick Storm Spirit. So here's the sucky part. You either run CK in the 1 position or you throw him into the 3 position this game. And you invest in getting TB. Because Zeus is not there, there's no Monkey King, no Timbersaw, no real lockdowns. The only person that can lock you down per se is probably Grimstroke with a Soulbind, and you have to nail that. They have Lich's Gaze, which is not going to be able to... you have to be within range, and that puts Lich in a very bad spot in teamfights. And then you got a Centaur Warrunner. That's the only person that you can really just be like, okay, yeah, here we go. And it's not a reliable stun. So no Tidehunter and no Gyrocopter. The Dire cannot pick TB.
Spirit Breaker.
What? Okay. Let me look. Oh, okay. If I'm guessing this correctly, Raw Boss is going to be on the Ember Spirit. Grease going to be on the Spirit Breaker, which leaves Satan, aka Jamie, onto the CK, giving Stardust the Leshrac and Sharif on the Oracle. Okay, maybe I'm reading all of this wrong. Alright, I read all of this wrong. Alright, I'll come back to it. So, B-Jack Honeydew's team, we got a little bit more obvious lane positioning here. We got Wolf 210 being on the Juggernaut, Lynx is going to be playing on the Grimstroke, Helzahen is going to be on the Lich, while Gaudi's going to be running with the Centaur War Runner, and B-Jack Honeydew on the Bloodseeker. So between the two heroes, I believe B-Jack Honeydew will be playing in the mid lane, leaving Wolf 210 in the safe lane. Agree's going to be playing on the Leshrac, which makes him the 4. Stardust, it might be the 3 on the Chaos Knight, leaving Jamie on the Oracle with Raw Boss on the Ember Spirit and Shove on Spirit Breaker. Okay, this is going to be interesting, folks. We're going to see what kind of messed up lanes we're going to be having, because honestly, I don't know. I believe it's going to be Stardust and Jamie in the safe lane, though. That's my guess. Raw Boss is going to be mid. We're going to have Shove and Gree in the off lane together. That's what makes the most sense to me in looking at how all of these lanes are looking like. But I can be completely wrong, of course, because it's always lovely to see new things, because this is Dota and not like something else. Cool, MVP the last 2 matches.
Prepare for battle.
There's a fine line between
There we go, much better.
stupidity.
Sorry about all those hard cuts. Still trying to get these this setup going properly. And I just found out my new keyboard won't be here until like June. So we got a quick pause going on. It's not too bad, you know, this wonderful pause. Alrighty, so it looks like Wolf 210 is going to be on the Juggernaut in the safe lane, which leaves the Bloodseeker alone in the mid lane on B-Jack Honeydew with Magic Gaudi on the side here. Okay. So it kind of feels like Helzahen may actually be the 5 this game, and Lynx is going to be the 3. I mean the 4.
Just enough time to make a
Each
cup
blow
of tea.
sharpens my blade.
All right, cool. Cool. Not entirely sure if they saw a Shove up there, but I highly doubt that, given the placement of this ward. Let's see here. See? That's actually a really interesting ward spot now. You look at it. So we're going to be having a battle over here on the top lane.
Time to man.
Here it comes. There's the Blade Fury from Wolf 210. Can he pick it up? Yes, he's able to do so, but we have the Inkswell going on. Here comes the chase. Out comes the Root. They have the Blood Right being thrown down. Out comes the Earth Split and the first blood for B-Jack Honeydew. Oh no, Stardust, you got quote-unquote baited into that. Your whole entire team was running away, and you got smacked. Your own team baited you in, buddy. That's unfortunate. Justice for Jamie last game.
Gold for me.
The silliness. There's the Blood Right from V-Jack Honeydew. Out comes the Flame Guard just in time to go ahead and more or less counter V-Jack Honeydew, but it is pure damage that hits you, so. Uh-oh. Here comes a Blood Right again. He's going to be in a lot of trouble. Their thirst is up. Over on the other side, though, we do have a dead Lich going down. Stardust and Jamie really hunted him down. Ooh, Jamie was the one that picked up the kill on that. Probably just used a whole bunch of right clicks and got the Fortune's End going there. So God, he's going to be putting on a whole lot of... let's put the positioning of I'm gonna go ahead and just be a big wall right now and hope to God they don't try to go on me. Focus on the last hits and unable to do so. And Jamie doing a wonderful job in lane to go ahead and make sure that that they don't have an easy time. Over in the mid lane, let's go walk on back on over. Rob Boss is trying to maintain his health and trying not to give B-Jack Honeydew any reason to dive under the first tower. Well, over in the top lane, we have the Juggernaut and Wolf 210 taking on Gree and Shove. Shove using the side pull right there for the camp. I feel like they can kind of space this out a little bit better. Oh, here's a Blade Fury onto Shove, who's going to go ahead and just charge away. Oh, the courier is dead. That is not good. You know, the water runes are up right now. Uh-oh. I feel like Rob Boss is going to be going down to B-Jack Honeydew. Can we get a TP in? Because he's going to go down right here, right now. Oh, and the charge was a little bit too late from Shove. Oh, no. But B-Jack Honeydew feels like he can go ahead and take on Shove. He's going to run on through with a new path. And B-Jack Honeydew is probably going to pick up that rune on the side there. Be like, hey, I got monies.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
CK, on the other hand, you know, he's fallen. Well, he fell within a certain range. It kind of felt like it was going to be a bit of trouble. And B-Jack Honeydew, with the outplays against the Ember Spirit, is able to go ahead and reap the benefits and the rewards for the past 2 minutes, and be able to pick up an easy water rune and refill all the way to full. The second one is available up top, so we'll see how it goes and what happens in the mid lane. But up top, on the other hand, we do have a very dead Juggernaut. Over in mid, though, Rob Boss, he shows up. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and get a revenge kill here. Throw out the question mark. Just go ahead and tip him a bit here and there. No, I do love the sound from that water rune, though. Ooh. Very soothing and relaxing. We're having a bit of action up top by absolutely seeing Wolf 210 running at it with the Blade Fury. There's the Inkswell. Can they get the finish on the Gree? Yes, they're able to go ahead and do so. I love asking questions to be answered almost right away. Makes me look smart. Oh, out comes the Frost Blast. Stardust being threatened by Gotti. Gotti coming in with a double edge. Oh, they do the Fortune's End to make sure he stays there. And down he goes. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that was oh, that was a right click from Stardust, but a little help from the flames from Oracle really made that job easier for him. Over in the mid lane, B-Jack Honeydew under threat from Rob Boss. He knows he has a few runes to pick up, or at least one. The 5-minute mark does happen. And remember, they did make a change for bounty runes. It's not every 5 minutes, it's every 3 minutes. So no matter how you take a look at it, if you have a bottle early game, you're more or less going to be like, hey, I have a lot of good things going on. Out comes the blood right. There is the remnants from Rob Boss to go ahead and finish it and find the B-Jack Honeydew in this game. Oh, we have Shove. There's the Blade Fury Inkswell combo. Shove is going to be tasting the fury of the blade and saying a little good evening song as he charges back to base and dies. And Stardust here is going to be helped out a little bit as he's challenging for this side camp with Jamie. And oh my, it's just like we're having a whole entire skirmish over here. Like I'm saying, I think to parody this a little bit better up top, they need to go ahead and move it in more closer to the lane. Oh, they're going to go ahead and use the Fortune's End to root this guy down. And Jamie, with a kill secure of the Empyrean Flying Flames, just goes ahead and just murders that Centaur. Wolf 210 on the other hand is trying to run away and unfortunately gets taken down. Rob Boss showing up at the last moment. Glinks here is going to be using the Inkswell to protect himself and make Rob Boss run away. But I don't know if that's enough to go ahead and stave off the aggression of this team on the Radiant side. Kind of seems like it's going to be just enough. Grease still being aggressive, posturing to go ahead and take this tower. On the bottom lane, though, we have Stardust and Jamie continuously being aggressive. We have B-Jack Honeydew showing up at the last second. I won't say last second, but wrapping around, throwing out that rupture, trying to take down Stardust. They're able to go ahead and do so. I am not entirely sure if Stardust was capable of getting out. I believe he was capable of doing so. Jamie had the instant TP, and I believe it was available for Stardust, but I guess he made the calculations in his head that no matter how hard he tried, he was definitely going to be taken out. So a little bit of an interesting decision there. Let's go ahead and take a look at Nethworth, right? And Centaur's down. That was a revenge kill right off the bat for Stardust. They're just gonna go keep running back and forth. Out comes the charge of darkness from Shove. That's a B-Jack Honeydew who's gonna go ahead and just calmly walk away from the situation. There's a TP from okay. So it really feels like B-Jack Honeydew wants to go ahead and just maintain this lane the best he can with the good rotations. It doesn't feel like there's going to be a lot of openings for him to do that, given that Gree is doing a lot of pressure in the offlane. But I guess Wolf 210 decides to go ahead and be taken out from a neutral camp. Oh, he's protecting the Ocean Heart a bit. Trying to be like, hey guys, this is like needs to be picked up. And not to mention, Glinks gets taken out. You know, he's like not probably happy too much, but
middle tower is under attack.
These ward positionings right now in this game is going to be very important. Shove is going to be using his charge real quick. He does run into B-Jack Honeydew, who was about to rupture him, but thinks twice of it. He wants to probably get Rob Boss instead. But given how Ember Spirit works, it's not probably going to work out too well for him. We're going to go ahead and start rotating around the map just to see if we can find a little bit more information, to see where players feel like they're going to be able to find something out of nothing. Mid lane starting to look a little tasty here. Just a little bit, but not too tasty.
Middle tower, everyone go now.
Okay. So it kind of looks like Honeydew wants to go ahead and just give up his lane a bit and just start farming the Ancients, which is fine. Oh, there's a charge of darkness. They're going to go ahead and try to get Honeydew right here. The Rupture's right there. Out comes the Stampede to run away from this little precarious situation, but the Charge of Darkness is still being applied. Here comes the rest of the team. Jamie's right there. There's a Fortune's End to go ahead, and the False Promise to make sure Rob Boss does not fall down. He's using a lot of Sleight of Chains. Can't get the finish on either Helzahin or Rob Boss, but can they go ahead and turn this around? There's the Grimstroke going down. Can they finish anyone else? It doesn't seem to be the case. Arcane Rune is available on the bottom here.
What do you
Nice.
see, Oracle? A tool to
Nice.
teach.
Out comes the Bloodright. Nice little dodge. There's the Syrian Chains to keep him there in place. There's the charge coming in with the Fortune's End. Purifying Flames is being applied with the Urn, and the finish again with the Purifying Flames. Just Jamie just showing who's boss with the Oracle. Glinks with the response of the Inkswell to go ahead and make sure he is protected.
Dire structures are fortified.
This is one of those games, folks, where you're just like, this is gonna be who can outperform the other with the great encounter initiations. Wolf 210 opting for the Midas this game. Interesting. He is starting to climb the net worth. Oh, there's the Stampede. They're going to see if they're going to go ahead and catch someone out of position. And it doesn't seem like they're going to be able to. Over on bottom. Oh, Stardust with the Reality Rift. There's the Chaos Bolt. Out comes the Fortune Gen to go ahead and root him on down. Purifying Flames for the finish. Chain Frost was thrown out, but ineffective. There's no chaining in there.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
All right, back to pushing towers. 101. This is Defense of the Ancients. Oh gosh. Alright. So the mid tower for the Dire side does go down. The importance of that is incredible if you don't really believe me. Well, I'll rephrase it this way. That's one less tower to deal with. Oh, over on the bottom on the other hand, Jamie's gonna be in a bit of trouble. He does have his False Promise available, but he opted to go ahead and save onto it. Honestly, I think he could have done something a little bit different there, which would have been really funny to see, which is go ahead and just use the False Promise on himself and just keep running away from the rest of the enemy team as he's throwing Purifying Flames and Urn Charges and just chucking stuff on himself, so that way he can go ahead and reposition everything into a really bad team fight. Ooh, Rob Boss really close to this and is able to go ahead and get the finishing touch with the Sleight of Chains. Wolf 210 really doesn't feel like he wants to let Rob Boss get out of here, but Rob Boss has different ideas. Oh, he kind of them just long enough to go ahead and, you know, I really thought they were going to go ahead and do a counter here, but doesn't seem to have enough juice for it. He did he did say space, so.
The Flayed Ones keep you safe.
Oh boy, here we are. Oh, the silliness of this league at times. Okay. The option to go ahead and go straight for the Aether Lens over Spirit Vessel in this game is going to be very, very important given how much space he needs between all the heroes that he's going to be running into. When you go ahead and take a look at this, here comes the charge. The Chain Frost is chaining this time around. Split Earth was able to go ahead and keep Gotti in place, but here comes the Soul Bind. Oh, and they're able to go ahead and take out Rob Boss with Shove. And it feels like they're going to stampede right back into Gree. Oh, Jamie with the TP and the Fortune's End to make sure no one else shows up for this. They do know something is going to go out.
Two-legged abomination.
Eh? Makes a lot of sense. Leshrac being a bit of a misanthrope himself. Because if you really think about it, he kind of sort of is.
Dude's top
Really
three
mean
tweet is
misanthrope.
about to get knocked over.
Ah, well, look at this. Like, take a look at how much easier it is for, like, take a look at all these stats. Think about it. Like, this game's been a lot easier to go ahead and stack. Just the way the map is, like, structured. Which is really, really good. So we're going to see a lot more competitive comebacks, in my opinion, when you go ahead and stack camps and so forth. A lot more skirmishes. You know, the easier it is to stack, the easier it is to go ahead and just invade jungles. Oh, they're going to go ahead and go straight onto Gree right here. Gree's going to go ahead and use himself out. Jamie, on the other hand, just comes out of nowhere. Oh, he does have a Fortune's End run, not a Fortune's End, a False Promise running onto Gree. So Gree's going to go ahead and almost take out the Centaur, but he's able to do so from the grave. And Shove, on the other hand, oh, that's just really, really bad timing there. He is going to go down, and I believe that was the Rupture that finished the job there.
Tower is under attack.
Yeah, that was a lot of Rupture there, and I believe he did apply that to.
In your bottom, radiant structures are fortified.
Let's see here. I swore he applied that to the Spirit Breaker, but I could be completely wrong there. That could be just applied to the Leshrac and Gree. So. Jamie saying, no Radiance jug, kind of cringe. You know, everybody plays Juggernaut differently. Like, he's the hero that everybody, like, anyone can play. Oh, the Rupture being applied. Oh no, that was an overextension, and he's gonna pay for that. And take a look at top. They're able to go ahead and get a return into the Lich, but it is not an even trade whatsoever. You gave up a 5 so you can go ahead and take out their 2. It's a huge difference right there. All right, but Gree, emphasizing the importance of trees, goes ahead and immediately uses a Split Earth to get rid of it. Wolf 210 coming in from the side. Glinks getting shoved right there, catching him out. Out comes the Split Earth, landing, but you know, the Blade Fury stops him from getting stunned. So it's more like a prediction of like trying to see if you can get more people stunned, but it's not starting to look good for the side of the Radiant here. It's you know, I mean, like, Stardust has a little bit of ways to go. You know, he does have the armlet. It's more or less like team fight ready at this point. Like, he just needs maybe one more level and he's good to go. You know what? I think he's just good to go right now. Let's see here. Movement speed, 5 plus 5 alt stats, and then the plus 2 attributes. Oh yeah, I forgot they brought back the attributes, baby. The quick stats. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So yeah, I do feel like the Chaos Knight right now is ready to fight. He just needs to go ahead and lay back just a little bit after the initiation. Because, like, take a look at right here. If they're able to go ahead and find Wolf 210. Oh, and this is a very early tier 2 tower right here. Ooh. Not a tier 2 tower. Well, obviously an early tier 2 tower plus an early outpost take. So that steal on the outpost is going to be very important. Here comes the Stampede. They're going to go ahead and try to initiate onto Gree. Here comes the Reality Rift. They do have the Chain Frost going. It feels like the Bloodseeker is going to survive a lot of this. False Promise is out for a bit. He needs to go ahead and start healing them up. They're going to go down with Shove. Stardust is surviving quite a bit of this. Out comes the Sleight of Chains with the Sleight of Fist with the Searing Chains. Oh, man. You know, I don't know. It felt right that they went ahead and did the team fight. I guess they chose the wrong person. I'm not entirely sure what happened there. Maybe there wasn't enough damage, but we will go ahead and figure that out little by little. TK is a little bit different than most heroes. Doesn't take much for him to go ahead and change the tide of a fight, though. But the Jamie with the false promise absolutely saving Stardust in that fight makes it almost a total worth of an engagement. Oh, I really felt like Shove was going to do something here because they're going to go ahead and blink forward, miss the stomp. There's a Reality Rift followed up by the Chaos Bolt. Out comes the Split Earth, and they're going to go ahead and use Gleipnir. Oh, Fortune's End keeps the B-Jack Honeydew in place while there's another Rod of Atos, another Fortune's End. Here comes the Shove, trying to go ahead and Nether Strike him down. Can they finish it off? Yes, they're able to. The Earth Split misses, but they're going to be able to finish off the Lich as well. This tower is open for business to be taken. Can they go ahead and purchase out this outpost? We're going to go ahead and demolish it and just leave it. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I'm done. I am done. They're just gonna take this tower. I try to be witty. Instead, I look stupid. This don't feel so good.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Alright.
Dire structures
No. Don't do this. Don't do this. Leave poor Glinks alone.
under attack.
Just take the tower, man. Just take the tower. And here's like the best part about taking this these two towers here on bottom lane is that they know that they lost their bottom tower early, like over here. So they just instantly thought, okay, let's go ahead and take the map control over that way. Oh, there's the Gleipnir, and they're able to find... Oh my god, the double rupture. This is terrible news. Oh no. Can they throw the Chain Frost in time? They're able to go ahead and do something. Stardust has a lot of false promise going on. Fortune's End is not helping. There's the charge. And oh no, Stardust goes down. Oh, Jamie's trying to run away from this whole entire situation. In the back end, though, on the other side, we have a TP from Shove to get the hell on out. Rob Boss is like, hey guys, I'm over here farming.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
The rune of regeneration.
Oh boy. Well, he did die. No, like, come on, he did die. Oh my gosh, these Gleipnirs in these games are just absolutely tremendous, and they're just wrecking everything up. So, let's hear. There's only been like one Gleipnir, so and it's been like amazing to see how abused it can be against these heroes. So yours, there's that, there's that, and there's that. Okay, cool. So we do have another Gleipnir here. Mjolnir there being built. Nothing here. Blink Dagger there. And a Glimmer Cape. Okay, cool. How many Glimmer Capes though? That's the one. Okay. So it's interesting to see how all of this is going to be looking in a few moments. I mean, it's really important to distinguish that B-Jack Honeydew prioritized the Mjolnir, not the Mjolnir, the Gleipnir, for the fact that they have an Ember Spirit. So they're going to go ahead and see if they can take this bottom tier 2 tower. Shove is going to go in for a TP. I kind of feel like they're going to go for a quick TP here. No, they're going to go ahead and just wave off of it. They do feel like it's a trap, so they're going to go ahead and just sweep on through slowly. If not, Shove is going to go ahead and sacrifice himself up against Wolf 210. He's going to go ahead and Nether Strike away. In comes the Blink Dagger. For the Fortune's End lands and gets him out of there. Okay, what the hell? Alright, that's a very, very interesting play there. Meanwhile, while all of this is being taken on in the bottom lane, the mid tower is going to be threatened here quite a bit. So this tier 2 might be taken out. Stardust is in a lot of trouble. Oh, there's the rupture. He's just gonna instantly TP. Oh my lord! Out comes the split earth. The stampede being used. They do have the soulbind on 2 of them right here. Can they do anything about it? Oh no! There's the Fortune's End by Jamie to go ahead and make a nice little save. They're gonna go ahead and do a little split here. That Sleight of Chains and rooting down is great. B-Jack Honeydew is running like a race car, trying to see if he can get Rob Boss in all of this. Unable to do so. There is Grease split earthing. Is able to get someone shoved with the buyback and see if he can get quickly back into this fight. There's the charge right there, and the rift with the Chaos Bolt and a few right clicks. Easy peasy, mac and cheesy. Yikes. I mean, like, that's a good dinner to have. Mac and cheese. I mean, it looked really good for the Dire, and then all of a sudden it just turned upside down. You know, the aggression they were having was really good, then they defended the tier 2s, they started attacking, and it just completely turned upside down. Okay, they have this Gotti rooted for a little bit. And he's going to go ahead and do a little trick there. Oh, they're going to go ahead and Reality Rift. Out comes the Chaos Bolt. He is down for the moment. The root, the root and the right clicks. Oh, that is not a good feeling if you are Wolf 210. You might be very upset. This tower looks like it is primed to be taken. They're going to go ahead and move on in. Out comes the Bloodright. They do have him rooted there for a bit. Ah, the Yules right there from the Gree. Okay, out comes the Chaos Bolt. Shove just charging on through and not giving a care in the world. Gotti trying to chase him down. There's the Fortune's End to root him, but not in time to stop the stun. And he's disarmed, so he's going to go down anyways. So some really good plays from Jamie on the Oracle. Not exactly the best in terms of like trying to stop the bad things from happening, but the plays that he's making, you can't fault him for that. Ooh, we got 2 bounty runes. Yay! Oh, let's see how many bounty runes on the side here. And only 1. I do like to see the bounty runes being stacked a little bit because it just makes it feel like, hey, we got more monies. That kind of thing, but still. Ooh. We do have a little thing going on. B-Jack Honeydew, he's slowly but surely climbing towards that BKB. He needs to really focus on making sure that the BKB is a priority. The sooner he can get that, the better his game will be. They're trying to keep Glinks in position. Doesn't seem to be working out too well. They did find Gotti there. They're gonna use a Yule's Split Earth combo. Shove with a Charge of Darkness. It feels like they want to take this team fight. Yule's was already applied, so down goes the Gree, you know. Why was I about to call him the Earth Spirit? You know, that's a Lestrak. That doesn't look like an Earth Spirit. We have Roshan going on. Oh, a little harassment from Rob Boss. Out comes the Gleipnir, keeping them in place, forcing Wolf 210 to use his Blade Fury. I don't think that's a safe play to do. He is being smashed up a little bit. Oh, he is being threatened in his life. Can they go ahead and do something about it? Oh, they found B-Jack Honeydew. They're going to go ahead and throw out the Chain Frost onto the CK. Out comes the Sleight of Fist, and they're able to go ahead and take down the big bad Stardust. Oh, he's a race car, that B-Jack Honeydew, trying to kill this Oracle, and is able to do so. His ultimate was available, but
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
no, you just can't use it on yourself a lot, you know?
Radiant structures are fortified.
It just doesn't feel right, you know? I do like the little changes that they went ahead and put all the couriers into one spot, so now they're just like one big anamorphic courier.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
It's like a blob of couriers on top of each other. Oh, there's Raw Boss. Still trying his best to go ahead and protect this tier 2 tower. Throwing out those lights.
Structures are fortified.
Really feels like he can go ahead and do some threaten here with his posturing. Trying to defend this tower, make sure it doesn't go down. I do like the choice that the towers are no longer on the side or anything, but they're directly in the middle of the lane. So that way any sort of grouping makes it a lot easier, and like the lane being constrained there makes it a choke point. Obviously a good place to go ahead and have team fights. Oh, he's using the Gleipnir. Oh, out comes the Soulbind. They're silenced up for a little bit. The Stroke of Fate does miss, but Wolf 210 is thinking about coming in. Shove decides to cancel his Charge of Darkness. And B-Jack Honeydew in the back line over there. Still prioritizing his BKB, like I'm saying. The sooner he gets that in this game, the easier his life will be. You know, I mean, I love this whole entire change to the map right here. Make sure it blocks vision on the side of the trees right there. Like, to get vision, you have to chop down all of them, and they and it's not, and they regrow every 3 minutes as opposed to 5. So it's just like, is it worth it? Is it really worth it? I don't know. But when we take a look at this, we have Raw Boss over here stealing from their jungle. Did they get the rune? No, they didn't get the rune. Yeet. A little too far there. There's a lot that the Radiant can do in this game to not feel like they're falling behind, even though technically they are. The choice of Scotty for the CK I feel is super greedy and is too early to build. So investing into a BKB I believe is a better choice. I love the fact that he went for the cleaving talent, which makes his farming ability that much more efficient, obviously, but it's level 15, not level 10. So it's a really big difference in how early he can go ahead and start farming. They did find Raw Boss. They're going to go ahead and use the Gleipnir. Out comes the Bloodright. There's the Stroke of Fate to go ahead and just take his life. Oh, they do find Jamie, but they're unable to do anything about it. Oh, Hell is a Hen. Going to go ahead and Force Staff himself up. Oh, there's the Bloodright. They're able to go ahead and take down Gree. Out comes the Gleipnir, keeping poor Stardust in place. Down he goes. Oh man, I mean, this is becoming a back and forth struggle between the two teams, but it feels like the Dire is going to be, how would I put this, on the winning end at this point, given that they have a 9k lead.
What a waste.
Ooh, Wolf 210, I mean, like, he's starting to look like the right-clicking build that a Juggernaut should be at this point of the game. I'm not entirely sure if a right-clicking Juggernaut is viable in this patch, but seems to be looking good. Alright, oh, there's the overwhelming blink to go ahead and take Jamie out. The buybacks are available on 3 of the heroes. This tier 2 seems to be, not tier 2, tier 3. The high ground is not looking good right now. Oh, out comes the Slighted Fist and the chains to go ahead and keep him in place. They don't care though. They're going to go ahead and try to force these buybacks out from the CK, but CK doesn't care either. Alright, they're trying to get something out of nothing. They're able to go ahead and Gleipnir. Here comes the Charge of Darkness. There's the Blade Fury. They're going to go ahead and stun up too. BKB is out on the Bloodseeker. Oh, they have the Soulbind and using them all up. Out comes the Fortune's End. It's going to land on 2. It's going to land on 3. Age is being reclaimed on the Juggernaut. They are smoked up. They're going to see if they can go ahead and catch anyone out right now. And it doesn't seem like they're going to be able to catch the Bloodseeker. Can they catch out the Wolf 210, who's trying to take over an outpost right now all alone? Oh, he's all alone. He does not have Aegis. He's trying to Blade Fury away from everybody right now. Out comes the Stampede. Here comes the Omni Slash Cannon. They survive 1. Nope, 2 of them go down. Out comes the Chaos Bolt. They're going to see if the right click is going to do anything. There's a Swift Slash. Out comes the Hoof Stomp. Down goes the CK. And it kind of is pretty bad. Ooh, that is not a good look for the Radiant right now. This is not good at all. Ooh, there's the Sleight of Fist. There's the Gleipnir. He's trying. Rabas is trying at this point. He's practically the only one that he can defend right now without using the buybacks. Oh, he's gonna go ahead and use the illusion runes. Oh, down he goes. 3 buybacks available. They are threatening on tier 4s. Out comes 1 buyback. There's now 2 buybacks. Can they do something about it? In 20 seconds, they need Jamie here. There's the root on 1. The VKB coming out. Soulbind. They're going to go ahead and try to keep these 2 in place. Oh, there's the Swift Slash and the Lotus Orb. And Shove trying to get into the backline was able to go ahead and succeed. Gree is down. In about 5 seconds, we'll have Jamie to go ahead and help out. But down goes the Spirit Breaker. Buyback is available. Root is coming out. Stardust force-staffed forward, trying to see if he can take anyone out, and is able to go ahead and take down Wolf 210. Here's Gotti being pulled back in a little bit. Fortune's End to keep him in place. Oh, Rabas trying to find this Glinks, but he sees Honeydew instead. There's the Reality Rift. The outcomes, the Searing Chains to keep him in place. Oh, down he goes, but Glinks is going to be able to escape. There are 4 buybacks. And this ancient throne is under siege and exposed. Oh, no. Oh man, BKB is going to be so important in this patch. I mean, with how paced this game is, it's not going to be a surprise to me whatsoever that the BKB is going to be prioritized heavily. Like in the last patch, BKB kind of had like a certain timing for it. If you got it too early, if you got it too late, given that they gave it a balancing change to it, with 6 seconds as the floor instead of 5, I feel BKB obviously got a buff, but I felt it was more of a balancing change. So the earlier you get a BKB in this game, even though you do lose the 10-second, it feels like you can do a lot more with a BKB. All right, Gree in position here. His Lotus Orb is available with his Yules. He has the Magic Pipe. He's trying to take this tower down with Stardust. Stardust is not afraid to go with him.
Dire's middle barracks are under attack.
Let's see here. Oh, he did buy the ultimate orb already, so he's not that far away from finishing up. He just needs that last 20 gold. Try to look for that camp. Forgot that no camp is available there. They took that away. And there it is. He now has Scotty. So he's nearly 4K this Chaos Knight. Okay, he's 4K. Just turn on that armlet and just be like, okay, I'm gonna hit hard. a good transition item would probably be a mask into the Satanic. Honestly, in this game, you do need some form of Dispel, but Shove just got caught out, and that what was that, a Swift Slash? Or yeah, that was Swift Slash. They just decimated the poor Spirit Breaker here. All right, let's see what kind of last stance we're gonna see. Buybacks are not available from the side of the Radiant, but it's all over for the... Oh no, there's the hoof stomp with overwhelming blink. Here comes the Omni Slash onto Stardust. Stardust being false promised at this point. They're trying to keep him healed up as much as possible. But my lord, that Omni Slash and the right clicks from Stardust. Stardust, can you live through it? No, he's unable to do so. Oh, their Ember Spirit's your last chance and hope in all of this. But they're not focusing the team. Out comes the Glyph. They're trying to keep them from hitting the throne. Can they do anything about this? The Bloodrite is out. The Gleipnir is there. There's the Searing Chains. Can they protect it some more? Out comes the Remnant to see the back line. And out comes the Fortune's End. And just try to stop Gotti, but Helzahen ignoring everybody. Oh, Helzahen is now the target. They're going to go ahead and grab him. The Bloodrite is out. They're trying to do the right clicks onto the throne, and they're able to do so. Oh, the buyback was not there in time for Gree. Oh, that is so disappointing. That was a valiant effort. Oh my. One last roar from the Juggernaut. Okay, one more, just for fun sakes. All right. Talk about a fantastic finish to a great game for for Team Stardust and for Team BJack Honeydew. I do want to say it was a fantastic 2 games this week. I'm excited to go ahead and cover the last week next week. The final week, sorry, for next week. It's going to be great. Don't you dare miss it. It's going to be absolutely nail biting. We're going to have a winner sometime next week. And if I am not mistaken here, we do have a leaderboards. So let me go ahead and see if I can pull out a brand new scene for that. And then I think it's going to be a game capture here. Call that home. Oops. Let's call it browser, I guess. I got that was loud. Nope, that's not it. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove that. Oh, it's actually just called browser. I'm a silly goose. Nope, I'm still a silly goose. I'm just gonna go ahead and just do something else real quick. Remove that, and just go ahead and do a display capture, and call this screen 1. And it's not gonna be that one. It's gonna be the automatic. It's gonna be this one. Yeah. Nope, that is the very wrong one. There we go. All right, I'm going to go ahead and transition on over now. So here is the leaderboards that we have at the moment. So as you can see, Season 3 is still ongoing. All right, so the top 10 is what is the most important. We have Dremig 15 up to the first place with the current win streak of 5. Dremig lost his win streak here. He was at 8. GSP Party, or GS Party, is in 3rd place. We have HOD in 4th, Kingdom of One at 5th, Sun on 6th place. We have the Geomancer 1, 2, 3 and 7th. Jamokin, you are in 8th place, you dirty Canadian you. 9th place we have Helzahin, and 10th place we have Satan, which is Jamie. Alrighty, he's in 10th place. So that's your top 10 as far as I can tell and do math. All right, so I believe these final 10 participants, I believe, is going to be playing next week, or everybody's still playing. It's just top 3 finish, I believe. So I believe it's a top 3 finish. So the lobbies next week is going to be very competitive. So it's going to be wonderful to see. Okay. Outside of that, everybody, I'm going to go ahead and head on out. I'm going to play some music for all of y'all, so that way I can go ahead and just leave you guys be, and you guys can go ahead and relax to the music. So, oh yeah, I forgot. I want to say thank you to everybody who stopped on by, because it means a lot to me that I have some support and continued support from the rest of the community as well. And it just gives me a lot of motivation to go ahead and keep casting. If you have any pointers or suggestions, go ahead and let me know. Outside of that, I am trying to improve as much as I possibly can so I don't sound like a broken record of sorts when I'm casting. But I will see everyone else later. Y'all have a wonderful day. Have a good night. And if it's the morning for you, good morning. I'll see you guys later. Don't forget, wear that mask, damn it.